What is going on? I'm zmoT. You know the drill. Code zmoT in that creator boost. I can't believe 0 people picked up on the Mr. Rogers intro in the last video. Anyways, we are going to jump into warships, and I am in that awkward, uncomfortable, boring spot of warships. In Diamond, by the way. Pretty excited about that. Where I attack like once every 18 hours or something ridiculous like that, where you just get 5 engine rooms and then you close the game and come back 8 hours later and get 5 more, and just trying my darndest to claim in Diamond, and it is ridiculous. Like, if you look at my wins here, my win, they fizzled, of course. My win, they fizzled. My win down here was a 3-minute, 18-second win by fizzling faster than they fizzled. And again, they fizzled. I didn't. So this account we will put on ice for a second. And we have a topic in mind for this video. I wish thumbnails and descriptions didn't give away the topics, but I guess then you wouldn't be here potentially. So this account has just been kind of the same thing. I've had some wins, I've had some losses, 0 inspiration at the moment, just dropping troops, collecting chests, and there is a very, very, very important node coming forward. So there's a very important choice here, whether you go through Dr. Kavan or whether you save some keys and go through medics. Now, this is where I'm going to differ from the rest of the Boom Beach community, or at least those that are on the global top 500. So the players in the global top 500 are going down through medics to get into 6 engine rooms. And the reason for that is that they are not going to use Kavan. Now, do you need Kavan? I kind of feel like maybe. So if you go through medics, it's 20 keys, you're never going to use them, they're a useless troop, and if you go up through Kavan, it's an extra 22 keys, which is an extra chest or more. But maybe? I mean, there's some good stuff down here, whether it be laser rangers or bombardiers. Everyone kind of gravitates towards those kind of troops. So if you're planning on using flying troops, or you just don't, you want to take a season off from Kavan walking on a boom mine and just lying down in a pool of his own drool, by all means, do go through medics. But if you want to leave yourself some options, laser rangers, bombardiers, I would suggest going through Kavan. And I just wanted to get that video out there because you're seeing all of the top players go that way. And that is because they are running lean, very well thought out, very, very well planned tech trees and trying to get into 6 and trying to get into flamethrowers. And actually, surprisingly, lots of them skipping the shock bomb. But the filthy casuals like me to a larger extent, and probably some of you, likely going to be better served through Kavan, because whether you get into 6 engine rooms in an hour or 9 hours really doesn't matter all that terribly much. Probably have missed the push point, so I figured I would get that out there. And I'm very, very much recommending you look down in the comments, because if there's anyone that disagrees with this, they will be putting some details down there. And you'll notice that, yes, of course, those shock mines are going to help a little bit against Seekers, as are the flamethrowers, as is the building damage. So getting to 6 is important. There's some good stuff there. No extra building health, but there is some extra troop damage, and then 2 very, very viable troops up there. But they're not really all that viable with stupid, stinky, boring medics. I think medics need a buff in warships, but no one ever uses medics, really. Anyways, we are going to jump in. I am going to show you some bad hits. I need to do some digging. This account should probably be in 20, but it was a sunny, gorgeous weekend, so didn't put in the time to watch replays, didn't put in the time to learn any hits. And one thing that I do want to show you, though, is with Dr. Rudy here, No, he's not a doctor, by the way. If we're going to go this way, for example, what you're starting to see a lot more of is people throwing a smoke like right about here. And that way, Rudy does his damage, goes into the smoke and hides, and then comes back without dying. So that is the strategy that you probably have been seeing. And if you haven't, you definitely should be using it. So what I am going to do is I am going to send you there, you over there, and then we will wait a couple seconds and go like this, and like this, and like this, trying to get our troops to do some form of a spread. And like I said, I have not planned this at all. So you can see already that our troops are not going exactly where I would have liked them to, but we can use a flare and get some troops where we want them to. That should, in theory, get a decent spread, but I don't think it's going to. There we go. Little bit of a spread. Important details. Critter launchers are still bugged. They are still bothering Seekers in a big way. And now we need to figure out how the heck to get this bottom engine room. We are going to keep... needing a smoke up there. Am I going to be late on the smoke? Oh, it was under... That was not fair. You need to watch that replay. That was not a fair fight at all. That was beyond ridiculous. And we're going to throw a smoke about there, showing you exactly what I was talking about with Rudy. Getting him alive and well, and then watching him get shot in the face. So I told you this was going to be mediocre at best. These attacks not going anywhere close to well. I've generally been averaging about 240 on my hits, and right about now just not getting anywhere close to that. So we're going to get into there. We're going to throw some critters out, get our heavy choppas out front, and then just go. That was so unfair. That critter, that rocket chopper was clearly underneath that smoke when it got shot down. So Boom Beach, you did me dirty. I should probably be removing this and not including this attack in the video, but really this kind of sums up my last few days of Boom Beach Warships. Getting terrible times, and 235, you should beat a 235 almost every single time. So, getting that out of the way, you can see here, just winning, losing, and I'm not even going to show that replay. You guys can back it up a little bit, and let me know in the comments if you think that was fair. Yes, the smoke was late. Yes, I should have been more on keeping my rocket choppas alive, but that was just straight up not fair. And do as I say, not as I do. How about that? So, yes, I'm going to be making some mistakes here. These attacks are going to be mediocre at best, but getting some of the details built into your attacks, whether it be bringing Rudy along and throwing that smoke to keep him alive. We're going to drop slightly left. That way he goes through that boom cannon. We're going to get some critters out there again to try and keep Rudy alive. He's going to drop on that critter launcher as well, and then retreating back to where it's safe. Didn't want him on that engine room, barely getting him back safely by using that smoky little trick. I know you guys have probably seen all this, but on the off chance that one of you hasn't seen it, that is the important details as we lose rocket choppas left, right, and right again. Just absolutely getting pummeled by all of this stuff. I am just not doing well at keeping any of my troops alive, but we are actually doing a fairly quick time here. As long as we can get this bottom engine room down, and hopefully that, what is that thing called? A doom cannon, and then we can just go, getting a smoke out maybe just to try to keep that alive for half a second, not getting it, and then getting all of our stuff on there. This definitely should have been a 240, but we're going to get a 234, so warming up. As NBA Jam 2K maybe once said, he's heating up. But it's going to be a tight one. We are going to pick up a win by the slimmest of slim margins, and that's kind of how my attacks go. I get a crappy attack, I get a slightly better attack, and then since it's the week was the weekend, I would just put the game down, collect my chest, and then come back in 8 hours. Not a great way to play Warships, but I find that every single season has this lull, and I am at that part where I need to spend. And my first question a couple days ago was, is Heavy Rush going to be a thing? And if you just want to turn your brain off, Heavy Rush with Brick is not awful. It's not going to work long term with all the defenses, but it'll work for the second. It might get you into rank 20, but I'm going to bypass that. And we are going to open up those Zukas. Now, on my offensive account, which is this one right here, I am going to go through medics because that extra chest is going to be an important one. And on my defensive one, I'm going to go through Kavan because eventually it's painful and I need to continue to get engine rooms bit by little tiny bit. And that probably, I'm saying that now, it might actually also be backwards because Kavan with all of that troop damage might be super fun with Laser Rangers. So don't hold me to that yet. Do consider subscribing, coming back and seeing where I end up. If you are behind me in the tech tree, and if you are ahead of me in the tech tree, do let me know in the comments as well, because my initial thought was defense with Kavan, but Kavan with offense and those Laser Rangers would be a lot of fun. And I am going to skip Bombardiers again, just as a purely emotional decision that's not backed up by anything. And by the way, if you're looking for a base, do use this one. This one was made by Abo Fahad. This one is fantastic. Even without rocket launchers, you don't need rocket launchers. People were fizzling, and so I wanted to do a bit of an experiment. I added rocket launchers, and people are still fizzling a little bit. We will do one more hit. Do use that base though. The first time I went up against it, I absolutely screwed the pooch, so I switched to it immediately, which is kind of how I pick my bases for the most part. Right hand side, don't like where that's going. Or maybe we do. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to go like this, and then I'm going to go somewhere up here, and we're going to drop all of our rocket choppas something about there, and then try to find that middle section where all of our troops will spread a little bit, and then getting those beautiful critters out front, and then our heavy choppas not doing anything useful as we lose a rocket choppa. Wasn't awful, definitely was not perfect, but decent is probably the best way to describe it. And now, exactly what I talked about, using that smoke in behind, trying to get him through that smoke to get back to safety, doing a halfway decent job of it, and again into that first smoke, which of course is not there anymore, and down goes the engine room bit by stinking a little bit. And now that he has gotten that engine room down, we're going to flare and get some critters out, and then eventually, as that one starts to go down, we'll flare over to there, throw some more critters out, and hope that maybe, just maybe, we can get one more bombing run in and try to get a decent time to finish out this video as he drops and we get a 239. It looks like we've lost anyways, but just making that next progression from bad to kind of okay to decent, we won by 3 seconds. So huzzah, bit by stinking a little bit, slowly but surely progressing. And now if I was smart, I would keep playing and make that push to 20, but life is getting in the way as per always. Lots and lots of stuff going on in the life. We'll give you a full update ramble on video at some point soon, but for now, that is your Monday update. Let me know in the comments if you're going through medics or Kavan, or if you haven't thought about it. A quick note as well, a couple of you have commented and said that using wingmen with Rudy Tutti, fresh and fruity, has been a great way to keep your troops alive with if you don't have instant training. So slow down a little bit and use those wingmen to keep your troops alive. Do throw code zmoT in that shop. I shall talk to you soon, as I noticed that mine has expired. Yes, it works in Squad Busters. Yes, it works in Brawl Stars. Yes, it works in the Boom Beach shop, the Supercell shop. Boom Beach not in that shop yet. Miss words there. I shall talk to you soon, though. Keep coming back. I will keep bringing the heat. Talk to you soon. I'm zmoT. Peace.